And at 13, I had started doing dialysis, which is the clearing of blood because my kidneys were not working. At 15, I got a kidney transplant, and I had it all the way up until this year. My disease came back my senior year, and it devastated me because I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to college. Well, my mama didn't want me to go to school, but I was determined to go. When I got up to the A&M, it's just like everything went downhill. I started getting sicker and sicker. I had to go to the hospital, couldn't breathe. And, you know, they had to put me on a breathing machine, and it got better. Well, I came home in October for my mama's wedding, and I was fine, feeling fine. I went back to school. That Monday morning, October 25th, I had a bad dream, and I had an elevated heart rate. And I have an enlarged heart, and it's dangerous for me to have an elevated heart rate. I went to the hospital, and they started doing dialysis, and I told them to stop because I couldn't breathe. And I crashed, and I had to stop breathing. At that time, when I wasn't breathing, I was in this room, and it was all white, and I seen this person, and he looked at me with this wonderful smile, and I could, you know how you read people's faces. His face was saying, are you ready to go? And I said, Lord, I'm not ready to go. And at that time, I don't know if I was in surgery, I don't know what they was doing to me, but I felt every needle, everything they was doing to me, and the lady beside me just said, it's gonna be okay. Well, I guess they gave me some medicine to go back to sleep because I didn't feel it. But when I woke up, it was Thursday, and I didn't know that. I thought it was like that evening. I didn't know I was, gone for that long. But I told my mom, I said, I want to go to Hallelujah night. And she said, baby, it's Thursday. And I was like, oh. And I told her, I started crying. I was eating chicken fingers and crying. And I said, I need to share my testimony because you never know when you're going to be gone. I didn't know that was going to happen to me. And I told her, people take stuff for granted. People take a cold and go to the emergency room. You don't need to go to the emergency room for no cold. Just take some medicine. You don't need But when I was in the hospital, I was telling her I'm so thankful. When I was doing dialysis at 10, it was 10 of us, 10 kids. And now it's only 3 of us living. 3 out of the 10 kids. And I told her I'm just so thankful. Yeah. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks in Huntsville, and they let me out. And I was so glad to come home because when I first went to the hospital, it was warm outside. When I came home, it was cold. I was so glad to be in my bed, to eat my own food. I was eating nasty. So I came home that Thursday. That Friday, I was having real bad stomach pain, and I didn't know what was wrong. And so my mom was giving me some medicine to see if I had to go to the bathroom or something like that. I didn't eat. I was having real bad cramps in my stomach. And I went to bed that night, finally. After I was in the tub, this water relaxed it, and I was just horrible. And I went to bed, and I woke up that Saturday morning, and my blood pressure was like 90 over 50, which is it's not really bad, but it's not good at the same time. And I had to go to dialysis, and I couldn't even, my blood pressure just kept bottoming out. I couldn't even get up. So she tried to help me get up to put some clothes on, and I stood up and I said, Mom, I feel like I'm gonna fall. And I sat down on the bed, and she told me that I had a seizure. I don't remember what happened. My blood pressure just bottomed out, and they took me to the emergency room. And it just kept saying 70 over 50 and 90 over 45. It was just horrible. And I couldn't sleep that night. They had to keep giving me medicine so I could go to sleep because my stomach was hurt. And I was just feeling like I was nauseated. That Sunday morning, they did like 1 o'clock in the morning, they did a CAT scan. And they found that I had 6 liters of blood in my stomach and blood clots. And they had to do surgery that Sunday. And I told my mom, I don't know if it's for somebody in the church or for somebody in the family, but whoever I'm going through this for, you need to open your eyes. she was in the hospital just crying. And I said, Grandma, it's gonna be okay. This is the last thing I'm going through. God told me it's gonna be okay. I just want to say, I used to sit back there like that Steve in my pew, and you know, when he do benediction, if you really don't know for sure if God is in your heart, you need to come to that, because you never know when it's gonna be your last day. I didn't know that was gonna happen to me, and I could have easily told him, yes, Lord, I'm ready to go, but I'm here for a reason, and I guess
Now, 3 out of the 10 are still alive. And you don't ever know. You may be here today, saying, I've been taking the life so for granted. This and that. Won't you just calm down and say, look, I need to go. I've been taking life so for granted. I really need to get my house in order. If there be one who want to come right now and say, look, I need to make it right today. I've been living and going through emotion and taking life for granted. But I really, really need to get my life in order. Amen. Would there be another?